before and after. You can't even begin to imagine how I was planning this to be.
My name is Elin. I did stem cell transplant in 2012, and I was so confident that the HSCT would stabilize my MS and maybe even make me better.
As you probably know by now, this didn't turn out the way I was hoping or planning.
So for 2 years, I actually had improvements, and then there was a standstill. And in 2017, I had to start using a cane. I also started using trekking poles, and in 2018, I started to use a wheelchair. All of these mobility aids are making my life easier, but they are also, of course, a very visual symbol of the results I didn't get. Let us go back to 2012. At the time of transplant, I was a second-degree black belt in the condo, and I was working full-time. On the outside, you wouldn't notice too much about my MS, and most people didn't know. But one of the first things you notice is that it gets increasingly difficult to run. So one of the things I wanted to test before I went to Karolinska was how fast can I run 400 meters on a running track. And then I would repeat the running attempt 6 months after I got my stem cells back. So 6 months later, my running was approximately the same level as it was just before I left. After that, I never had the courage to try to run on a running track again. But in 2013, I was doing a short run just to test, but I did not have either the stamina or the control of my feet so that I could continue.
What I know is that some of the things that I was able to do 6 months and a year later, and even had improved, I might have improved even more if I actually had been exercising at the time. There are so much potential in rebuilding your body to increase neuroplasticity, to stimulate your brain to create new connections, to bypass the old connections that are disturbed or totally lost in MS.
Here you can see what I was able to do just before I left for Karolinska and some months and years after. And the interesting thing is that all these exercises were slightly improving 6 months later and keeping on improving. So for the first 2 years, I was sure that I was really getting the benefit I wanted from stem cell transplant. So in the beginning, everything looked very optimistic. But you can also see that in 2015, I was losing the precision of my legs. So even though I was improving my walking in the beginning, and quite significantly, I was walking faster and more stable for a long time, so that it would look like I had improved. Around 2015-2016, I realized that my ability to walk for a long time was more and more reduced for every month, for every year. Normal situations became more and more difficult, and I was more unstable, and my balance was getting worse. And then, of course, you get into the process of accepting that maybe it would be useful to have some walking aids. So when I started to collect footage from the last years of my walking abilities, it would be so easy to manipulate it. Because I am using walking aids or wheelchair almost all the time when I'm outdoor now since 2019. After I started exercise, I see improvement in my walking, and I can challenge myself by using trekking poles to be able to walk longer distances to compensate for my bad balance and prevent me from falling, but still getting more walking exercise. For example, this is exactly the same spot. I had been walking exactly the same distance before I started filming, about 600 meters. And you can see how much better my walking is in December 2021, because I had been doing extensively exercising on my legs.
But I am also, because of my exercise, able to do some short, very, very good walking. And of course that is very encouraging, and it's very fun to be able to do that filming and to see what I'm able to do. This, for example, is my best 50 meters of walking in whole 2021. And it is amazing to be able to walk without a walking stick or a trekking poles. But it is not representative for my daily walking. The good thing about this is that I see that exercise is helping, but if I skip exercise, I'll lose ability very fast. So this is maybe the most important thing that I have learned the last years. It is that it is possible to improve, or at least try to maintain function. But my disability level now, 10 years after stem cell transplant, is definitively higher. So please have that in the back of your mind. If you want to improve faster and more than you are currently, start exercising. That's the most important thing you can do.